be a little bit more serious.
Exactly. Let's see how we go. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Travel Agent Achievers podcast. I have a very special guest here once again today with one of our Achievers Mastermind members, but also an incredible travel professional herself, Kerstin. Welcome to the Travel Agent Achievers podcast.
Oh, thanks for having me here. I'm really delighted to have a chat with you today.
I'm so glad that you are here. And I wanted to kick off this episode, if that's all right, Kerstin, with a little bit about you. Would you mind sharing your travel background? So let's talk pre-2020. What has been your travel journey?
My travel journey, it's been an interesting one. I think my travel journey started about 35 years ago. So it tells you my age. Yeah, you're such a baby. So my travel journey actually started with student exchanges that I did while I was growing up in Germany. And then after that, I, found my way to an airline. They helped me travel around the world, free of charge, and paid me for it as well. And then I found new places to live. I left Germany, moved to Hong Kong and lived there and worked and traveled there for an airline again. And then I moved from there to the other side of the world, to the US, and lived in the US, explored the US. I didn't work and travel there, but I shipped steel around the world instead. So, whether ship people or steel, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
It's the same process. And then I moved to Australia about 15 years ago, and a little playground conversation pulled me back into the actual travel industry, into the retail industry. And, I've been in the industry on and off then, working here, working there in wholesale and in retail. And then in 2017, I started running my own business. And here I am, still here, despite 2020.
That's right. You are still here. So you are a travel professional, a travel expert with your own business. What was your specialty? Or what is, let's talk pre-2020, because I know that things have changed, and I'll share that journey with everybody on the podcast, but or anybody that's listening today. But what was your niche or your specialty?
So because I grew up in Europe, I really know Europe very well, how to travel from one state to another. I speak a few languages as well, so I can help out with that. So my specialty was mainly helping clients discover Europe in a special way, also streamline their plans, because sometimes they come to me and they have 6 weeks to travel, but they want to fit in 3 months worth of travel. And I have to then say, okay, well, why don't you do this and why don't you do that? You can't just discover Europe in 6 weeks. It takes you, I'm still discovering Europe, and I grew up there, and every time I go back, I find a new little place that I enjoy. So it's really helping the clients to get the best out of their Europe trip, and show them some little gems they would maybe not find if they just, planned it on their own, and just help them to, have the best experience of their lives.
Absolutely. My younger sister lives in Germany with her 2 kids, who I absolutely adore. So I know, even traveling over there with them now, I get the opportunity to have my own little translators on board with me, which is super cool. But I agree with you. Seeing those little, places that you wouldn't have expected, and the gems, it's just amazing. So would you say that your business was mostly FIT, or were they group experiences? Where did your clients
mine was solely FIT. So clients would come to me and say, this is what I want to do, put it all together for me. And we then plan anything from, getting their accommodation, car hire, train travel, river cruises, and we'll just make it all fit together perfectly for them to have a fabulous experience. That's it's all tailor-made down to a T.
Oh, amazing. And so labor intensive. I bet you
Oh,
spent
definitely.
hours and hours
Definitely.
on those. So, talking about the amount of time that you would spend on these bookings, I mean, pre-COVID, did you have a professional travel fee that you implemented with every booking, or was it a bit of an ad hoc thing? Like, how did you go with the commission structure there?
So what I usually do, or I did then, was charge a planning fee, because I knew a big trip like that would take me about 3 to 5 hours just to get a simple itinerary together.
Yeah.
And I sometimes I would add a little bit for the airfare, but most of the times I would base it on the commission that I would earn
Yep.
from the accommodation or from the cruise companies or anything like that. So
Yeah.
there was no extra fees that I added then, because it was pretty reliable.
That's right. So things have certainly changed. And I
Mm.
know over the last, feels like, 2 years, but it's probably close to that now that you and I
Mm.
have known each other. I mean, your business model has certainly changed and evolved, and just watching the progression and that transformation for yourself has been, an absolute honor for me to be part of
Mm.
that journey and to watch you grow and move into different things. So when COVID hit, I mean, what happened to you and your travel business?
Well, I'd say that what happened to everybody else's
Well,
business
yeah, I
fell
mean, it all
apart.
it all fell
It,
apart. But for you, I
it's
mean, working with your clients, what was the feedback that you got? Because I mean, unraveling an FIT and a lot of big bookings like that, that's again really labor intensive. So, I mean, what was your experience initially in those first few months?
it was hard work. It was many hours of work to get in touch with everyone, and there were times where I just didn't want to do it anymore, but I had to
Yeah.
plow through. But I can say that I did get the majority of the refunds back from my clients, and sometimes I had to say, look, be patient, it will happen. And I kept at it on and on and on, and going back to suppliers and asking again and again and again until I actually got the results. Sometimes it took me, I had some bookings that it took me about 9 or 10 months to actually get some money back, but I got all the refunds back, and the clients were then even happy when credits that were initial credits could be then refunded. So whenever I had good news, I would call them up and say, oh, guess what? I've got some more money for you. So
Yeah.
I think so far they all said, we're so glad we have you on our side, because we know when we travel again, we can trust you and that you will do the best for us.
Mm.
And I think that was important to me, because I believed they were entitled to a refund, and I just worked hard for them. That they're my clients, I love them, and that's how I approach it. It's the customer service that I offer.
Yep, absolutely. And I think that that's one thing about you. I mean, your openness and honesty, but also your strength of character. I mean, I admire that sometimes, because there are times that I have come to you and I've been in a bad place, but speaking to you, and you've had that confidence to go, you know what? Yeah, you've got this. You've got this. And, but also to be there for you when you've had the tough times has been an honor for me to walk the journey, as I say, with you, because I know that it's not easy, and it's not easy just for you and I being in the travel industry, but for everybody else out there, whether it is suppliers or it is travel professionals and travel agents, whatever you want to call it. But I think that for everybody, we've gone through some really tough times, but I'm seeing now that those that have hung in there, and those that have done the work, and those that are really ready to make a difference will be coming through the other side. Now, during the quieter times over the last 12 months, you've also, I hate to use the word pivot, but you have also invested in yourself. I think is probably a better way to really look at who you are, what you do, what you want to do in the future. I know that you and I have spoken a lot about finding your ideal client and who lights you up and who do you want to work with in the future. So what sort of training, what sort of education have you done now to look at yourself and what you want to do in the future?
Well, when I had a bit of time to look around, I actually found a wellness travel specialist training. We had a lot of downtime. You go, well, what can I do next? So I completed that wellness travel specialist training. And that somehow triggered my interest in wellness in general. I've always had an interest in wellness, but when you're busy with travel bookings, you sometimes forget to look after yourself.
Yeah.
So this wellness travel specialist training was a bit of a trigger for me, because it encouraged me as well to try some of the modalities that I used in wellness travel or at wellness retreats. When you go out, you do certain massage packages or water treatments or things like that. So I personally chose to look into Ayurveda as one of the modalities. And, with Ayurveda, usually your clients will go to places like India or to Bali or to Thailand, where you have clinics that offer the Ayurveda. And, if I wanted to offer this to my clients, of course, I had to try this out first myself so I could say it actually works.
Yeah. So hang on, this is wellness. So your own personal journey as you used to go to wellness retreats as well? Like for your holidays, like was it those sorts of things?
I didn't do that very much. When I went on a holiday, I sometimes booked myself a massage, but a real wellness retreat is more than just a massage. It's really taking the time out for yourself to nurture the inside and the outside. And so as a wellness travel specialist now, I have access to all these hotels worldwide where you can actually nurture yourself inside out. So you don't just, let's say, for example, you'd go to Europe, you book yourself in for a real wellness retreat for a week. And after that, you go traveling around. So you can combine the two, which is really brilliant.
Love it.
So long story short, I discovered my own wellness journey through the wellness travel specialist training, and it took me on a completely different path. I've embraced my wellness. I've applied my Ayurveda prescriptions. I've lost weight, a lot of weight that was put on because of my comfort drinking and comfort eating during COVID.
I can relate to that. And I think a lot of people can, making choices that we wouldn't have necessarily made previously. Exactly. So that's all part of the wellness, right? Just to be taking care of yourself inside and out.
Inside and out. It starts from the outside. Have a haircut if you can, or give yourself a new color if you can.
I love it.
And nourish yourself. Have some good food that is loaded with vitamins and so on to help your body become resilient and healthy. So with this journey, what I did then is I actually discovered wellness coaching, and I thought wellness is so important to all of us. And I took it further and studied to become a professional certified wellness coach, and I'm loving that now as well. So this is my little pivot into the wellness area, and I see that it has a lot of potential to be combined with travel when we can travel again.
Absolutely. So the wellness coaching, what is wellness coaching? Or if somebody would say to you, what does a wellness coach do?
Well, the way I coach or talk about wellness is I look at wellness from a holistic perspective. So wellness is not just your physical wellness, it's your mental well-being, your spiritual well-being, your financial well-being, your social connections, and the impact you have on the environment. So it's a bigger package we look at. Most people, when they hear wellness, they think about nutrition and exercise, but it's so much more. And now I work with, some clients that feel just stuck and overwhelmed and stressed out because things are bombarding them from all sorts of angles. And we've all experienced that as well. We're trying to unravel travel and deal with our families. We're in lockdown, and it's just like you get to a point where you go, I can't do this anymore, and you feel you're back against the wall. So you need to sort of step back, take a look where you're at and go, okay, what can I do to just change a little bit of something, like just a minimal change that will help me get back on track. And so with wellness coaching, what I do, I help people, or particularly women, that feel stressed and that feel overwhelmed, to implement small, consistent changes so they can find back to themselves, get control of themselves, and re-energize. And it's been a fabulous journey. And the women I'm working with at the moment, it feels like they just need somebody to talk to. That's it. Yeah. And to say, what do you want? Where do you want to see your life go? And once you know where you want to go, like in business, you can step it back and go, okay, what are you going to do tomorrow? Where are you going to start? What's the first thing you can do? So we work through all of that, and it's just amazing to see how wellness coaching can help people have these aha moments and go, hang on, I need to look after myself first to be the best for all the others around me. And that just excites me.
Yeah, I love that. I think that that's so important, particularly for the travel industry and for travel professionals globally. The amount of heaviness that has been carried over the last 18 months. And a lot of people, or a number of the phone calls and emails and messages that I get, is that I'm stuck, and the overwhelm, or I've lost my mojo and I don't know how to get it back to really move forward. So I love that one thing that you've done and you are continuing to do, and now also help others, is actually move forward and make some of these decisions, but on a holistic approach. It's not just a business, or it's not just your personal, or it's not just about the relationships in your life. It's on a holistic approach. So, I mean, I absolutely adore you and think that you're awesome at whatever you do. And this is just another beautiful path. I think that, you're exploring, and you're getting fantastic results from people as well, and seeing the transformations that those that you're helping are also getting. So well done on that. And I love that you are here sharing that with the travel industry and the community as well. So awesome work. Thank you, Kerstin.
I know, my thanks actually goes out to you, because without the Travel Agent Achievers Mastermind group, I wouldn't be here. I would have quit a long time ago. But being part of this group is actually one of the reasons I still have my mojo, because on the days where I didn't have it, others had it, and we picked each other up, and we shared tears, and we shared all sorts of things, So this is the mastermind. While it's still business oriented and travel oriented, it's so much more. It's a lifeline. It was a lifeline. It's been a lifeline through the whole COVID, and I think for all of us there.
Yeah, absolutely. I do. I love that. I love that about the community that we have and the people that are a part of the mastermind program. It's very special, but I see so many opportunities and wins and goals and those sorts of things that are, happening within the community, which is super cool. Now, I just wanted to come back to you as the travel professional and the travel expert. One thing that I have been encouraging the community as Travel Agent Achievers, the community, to say, you are not just a travel agent. You are not just a travel manager, travel counselor, or whatever label you want to put on it. You are so much more than that. And we've used language around being risk assessors, but I know that just trying to navigate, the travel landscape, but communicating the message of who we are and what we do to clients, not only for our own acknowledging ourselves and the self-worth that we have, but also to really put yourself out there to the community or to your clients and say, I am more than what you may have thought previously. So this is something that I know that you have created something around. And would you be open to sharing how you now talk about yourself?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, well, this is one of the lessons we learned. Well, you've been preaching about that, Daisy.
I love it. I love it. But you've done this one step further.
Yeah, so I've taken that on board now, because I find now is a good opportunity actually to be front in mind with potential new clients. And I've rejoined a networking group, which was a big step for me, because initially I thought I wasn't ready. But it's turning out quite good. And I've changed my tune a little bit. And I don't call myself a travel agent anymore. I emphasize that I'm a travel expert. And when they ask me, I say, well, yes, I have a lot of knowledge and experience. However, I've added all these skills to my portfolio. I'm a risk manager. As you know, we always have to have a plan B and C in place now when clients travel. I'm a solution specialist. I've become a travel coach, a lead negotiator, a legal translator, an interpreter of fair rules, you name it. I almost feel like a lawyer who's interpreting and maneuvering this minefield of terms and conditions. And I think we should all see each other like that, because we have such a vast knowledge, and with everything that we've gone through the last 18 months, we've learned so much. And that should not go unrecognized. We're really good at what we do.
Absolutely. Oh, I love this. I love that you've got in there as well that you're a legal translator and an interpreter of rules. I mean, that's a minefield itself. And I know that there are clients out there that would just automatically go and book what they need to book. But really, as the travel experts and professionals that we are, we know these things, we understand them, but we need to actually tell our clients that that's what we also do. The value there for them to book with us and to book through us, because we can do so many things. We still need to communicate that message. So the legal translator in there and the interpreter of fair rules, I think that's brilliant. I'm adding it to mine. Is that okay?
Okay, of course. I've copied so much from you. Now you can copy from me.
I love it. I love it. The risk management I actually got from a conference that I was a part of, and the speaker was doing a whole talk on risk management. And throughout the whole session, I was sitting there going, yeah, that is now who I am. I am able to find all of these different things. And when we're now communicating with our clients to repatriate them home to Australia, we actually use that language and say, with regards to risk management, our aim is to reduce the risk and increase the level of probability or the outcomes to the most successful rates. And really, as the risk assesses, we can provide that information to the clients to then make a more fully informed, probably isn't the best grammatical way to say it, but a really good judgment and based, on knowledge and expertise information, so that they can then make the informed decision on how they want to proceed. Do you want to go on an economy class fare and risk getting cancelled, or are you going to go the higher class fare and make sure that those 1 in 10 seats, you're going to come home? Yeah.
I also think if you put it out there, all the things that you offer, you can create like a kind of trust, that the person can trust you, because they know you do all these other things as well, that they're not left alone. And if something happens, you're still going to be there to help them. And I think that's important now. A lot of people have learned that lesson, that they can't go, they can't travel on their own. Is the old saying, without a travel agent, you're on your own.
You're on your own. Oh, and I love that saying.
I think, and I think this is important, or it will be important moving forward.
Yeah, for sure. So the other thing that we touched on earlier was around professional fees as well. And I know for you had a slightly different model. Are you willing to share what what your model is now? Like, what are you doing now for your clients? Because I know for us, we're saying that, we have this professional fee for our services and our expertise and our knowledge and all of the things that we've just talked about. But that is something that is for us, not, there's the commissions, but we don't know what's going to happen with any of those moving forward. But we still need to be paid for our expertise and knowledge. So where do you sit on that side, and what do you think?
Well, I do charge service fees now, and I'm upfront with that. I charge a commitment fee when they start working with me. It's a non-negotiable. It's also non-refundable. Yep. Because I spend time on it. I advise them that for everything I do, I charge a fee, and it doesn't have to be a large fee. It's just to acknowledge, look, I'm working for you. If it's an amendment on an airfare, it's going to take me amount of time to do that. So I'm going to charge you $25, $30, $35, whatever the complexity is. It's just, I think we need to value ourselves here, that we're providing a service. And we have to move away from the old model where, everybody said, oh, the travel agent will do it for me. I still do it, but it's my time. My time is worth a lot. I can do things a lot faster. We've seen that as well. When there's airline cancellations, we can sometimes go behind the scenes and really fix it pretty quickly. Whereas clients, they hang on the phone for 3 to 4 hours. Time's money. So it's a good place to start.
Money. Absolutely. And to value yourself as well. So that's the lesson here for everybody, is that your time is valuable. We don't have that as a commodity to just give away. We've only got the one life. So we deserve, I think, to be paid for the hours and the knowledge and the expertise that we have. It's exactly like going to anybody else, a call out fee from a tradesperson. You're paying them to fix it super quick. So why not?
And sometimes the part's only going to be $6, but the call out fee is $100.
Exactly. But you pay it because you know that the job gets done quickly. It's much better than waiting for yourself to watch a YouTube video or ask your partner or something to do it. It just ain't going to happen. So much more rather pay those experts to do that. So Kerstin, what's now happening for you moving forward? I mean, I'd love to see, I'd personally love to come on a wellness retreat with you. What are your plans?
Well, I actually have found some clients that operate in the wellness industry, and they already planning tours, and I've got on board with them as their preferred travel provider, which means I'm working with them at the moment to set up tours for 2022 and 2023. It's a real exciting thing, and it's all within the wellness realm. A lot of it's hiking. Some of it is just combining walking and food, and general this time out space for yourself to regroup and recharge. Then I'm working on my own wellness retreats that will also incorporate some wellness coaching.
Amazing.
So that's on the plan for me.
Does it also include massages? Because I want to come to one of those.
I'll make a note of that. I'll make sure that you get on the massage one. But you have to learn first about wellness and how to implement it, and then you can have the massage afterwards.
Oh, I would love that. I just think that now, more so than ever, we are opening our eyes to really take care of our whole self, mind and body, and the opportunities. I honestly believe that wellness travel is going to get a lot bigger than what it ever was before. People are wanting to take care of themselves, and they're wanting to have experiences that enrich their lives. Travel has always done that for me, being able to see different places, and I know for my clients as well. But I think that there's a real opportunity here for people like yourself who live and breathe wellness, both in the wellness coaching, but also the opportunity to have the travel incorporated and the experiences there.
And I think people are looking to have more meaningful travel as well. It's not, it will be going away from the I think I call it bucket list fast travel to more slow and slow travel, where you can savor the moment and have really profound experiences rather than these quick fix things, and to have these profound experiences, you just have to spend more space, more time in one place than rush through it. I think that's really important. That's going to be the new thing, and that's what I advocate as well. Take the time to have a look at a place. Take a day out to sit and just observe, and or learn from it, what they're doing, what other people are doing different.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be more on the forefront as well. It's just really, what's your purpose when you go traveling? How is that going to impact your well-being?
Absolutely. I love it. Well, Kerstin, thank you so much for sharing your journey here today on the Travel Agent Achievers podcast with everyone. It's really special, I think, for us to hear stories of how other people, other travel professionals and experts are getting through this time, but also what we're doing to enrich our lives and make the most of it as we move forward. So thank you so much for coming on and being such a fabulous guest today. I sincerely appreciate your time, but also just sharing your story with everyone as well. I know that it will really have an impact on a number of listeners. So thank you.
Well, thank you for having me here. I really enjoyed sharing some of what I have done, so everything is still possible. And I still believe in travel, would you believe it?
Yeah, absolutely. So if somebody wanted to get in touch with you and learn more about your wellness coaching, is there a way that people can find you?
Absolutely. So I've set up my wellness coaching site is called Shine Through Wellness, because that's exactly what you get. When you focus on your wellness, you start to shine brighter. So you can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, and my website is still being built, so it's not ready yet. That will come, but you can definitely connect with me through Facebook and Instagram. And I believe I've given you the links, so if you're welcome to share them.
We will have all of that in the show notes. We'll be shouting out from the rooftops and, sharing this episode. So thank you so much, Kerstin, for being a part of the program, being part of the Achievers Mastermind and our Travel Agent Achievers community. You are so giving. Thank you for being here. I sincerely appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, everybody. How amazing is that? I'm feeling very re-energized and uplifted, and I really look forward to continuing to work with Kerstin, not only in the travel side of things, but with her wellness. So if you're interested in coming on that wellness retreat with me for all those massages, then let me know when you hear about this podcast. Send us a review, make sure you subscribe, share this around with your friends, because we are here to help educate and also empower you to build the travel business that I know you absolutely deserve to have. Thank you for listening, and I will speak to you very, very soon.